They say power doesn't change people, it just reveals who they really are. And if that's true, then Karen was never just strict. She was obsessed. For months, she watched us, followed us, documented us. She fined us for things that didn't exist, threatened us over rules that were never written, and smiled while doing it. But what Karen didn't know was that she picked the wrong family. And when the truth finally came out, everything she built came crashing down, publicly, legally, and permanently. This isn't just an HOA story. This is a lesson about control, entitlement, and what happens when a bully mistakes silence for weakness. Before we begin, let me say this. If you've ever lived in an HOA, you already know how this goes. There's always that one person, the clipboard, the camera, the fake smile hiding a power trip. But this story, this one went further than anyone expected. So grab a drink, settle in. Because this started with a welcome letter, and ended with police cars, lawyers, and a board vote Karen never saw coming. We moved into Maplewood Ridge in early spring. Quiet neighborhood, trim lawns, identical mailboxes lined up like soldiers. It looked peaceful, almost too peaceful. The HOA brochure promised community harmony, pride of ownership, safe, family-friendly environment. What it didn't mention was Karen. Karen was the HOA president. She didn't introduce herself like a neighbor. She introduced herself like a warning. The very first day, while we were unloading boxes, she appeared. Not with a smile, not with help, with a clipboard. She stood at the edge of our driveway, sunglasses on, arms crossed. "Just so you know," she said, "move-in hours officially end at 6 p.m. It was 50:42. That was our first red flag. 3 days later, we got our first notice, not a warning. A fine reason: improper trash bin placement. Our trash bins were exactly where every other house placed theirs. But Karen had included photos. Timestamp, zoomed in. It felt personal. We emailed the HOA politely, calmly, no response. 2 days later, another fine. This time, unapproved exterior decor. It was a welcome mat, a plain, brown welcome mat. That's when we realized something. Karen wasn't enforcing rules. She was targeting. Then things got creepy. We started noticing Karen's car parked across the street. Not visiting, not passing through, just watching. She'd sit there for 20 minutes at a time, sometimes longer. One afternoon, my wife waved. Karen didn't wave back. She raised her phone and started recording. That night, another notice appeared in our inbox. Unauthorized driveway activity. We hadn't done anything. But Karen had video. She always had video. The fines stacked up, and 50 to 75 on 150. We appealed every single one. Karen denied every appeal. No explanation, no hearing, just denial. Then she sent the letter. If compliance is not achieved immediately, further action will be taken. That's when fear crept in. Because further action, in HOA language, means liens, legal threats, foreclosure pressure all over trash cans and welcome mats. The final straw came on a Sunday. We were having dinner quiet, indoors at 7:12 p.m. There was a knock. Not a friendly knock, a sharp, aggressive knock. It was Karen. She stood there with her phone recording. "You're violating noise regulations," she said. We were sitting at the table. No music, no TV, just forks and plates. That's when my wife said something Karen wasn't expecting. "Please leave our property." Karen smirked. "I'm documenting non-compliance." She didn't leave. So we called the police. Karen thought the badge protected her. It didn't. When the officer arrived, Karen launched into her usual speech: rules, authority, show power. The officer listened, then asked one question: "Mom, do you live here?" Karen froze. "No," she said. "I live 3 streets over." That's when everything changed. Because HOA authority ends at your own address. And Karen had been trespassing for months. The officer filed a report. Then another neighbor spoke up. Then another. Turns out we weren't alone. Karen had targeted multiple families, issued fake fines, denied hearings, harassed residents outside her jurisdiction. The HOA board was forced to step in. An audit was launched. Emails uncovered. Selective enforcement exposed. Karen wasn't just strict. She was abusing power. At the next HOA meeting, the room was packed. Karen sat at the front, confident, smiling, until the lawyer spoke. Rule violations, breach of duty, personal liability. By the end of the meeting, Karen was removed as president. All fines were voided. A restraining order was issued. Karen left without saying a word. No clipboard, no phone, just silence. Here's the lesson. Bullies rely on fear, on silence, on people backing down. Karen thought the HOA made her untouchable. She was wrong. So if you're dealing with an HOA Karen right now, remember this. Document everything. Know your rights. And never assume authority equals truth. Because sometimes, the person watching everyone else is the one who needs to be exposed. If you've ever dealt with an HOA nightmare, hit like. If you survived a Karen of your own, subscribe. And if you want more true HOA stories, comment, HOA, below.